Hello everyone, this is HammerTron here with a new action figure review for you. This video goes up on a Monday, so this is a Monday Masters of the Universe Masterverse by Mattel Revelation Trapjaw action figure. This was released in 2021. This is based off of the Revelation cartoon. I have not seen the cartoon. I have no plans to see the cartoon. I do like the action figures, and I'm looking forward to opening this up and seeing what this Trapjaw action figure is like. Now this is a deluxe action figure, so it has the action figure plus some extra accessories. It comes in a nice window box so we can see the action figure and the accessories to make sure everything is okay. However, this particular action figure I did buy through an online store. I did not see it in the store, so I had to buy this online. So here it is. This is the front of the package. Here is the top of the package. Here is the bottom of the package with some manufacturing information there. Here is one side where we have the name of the action figure there. The other side is a picture of Trapjaw, and the back has a picture of Trapjaw, a little biography about Trapjaw in the Revelation cartoon, and a cross-cell showing the other action figures. I've reviewed the deluxe action figures already. Here's some other action figures from the third wave. I will review those later on. So in just a moment I will open this up and review this action figure itself. Here is Trapjaw with the accessories that he comes with. We get kind of a priestly robe. This is cloth material, and here in the back a long strip of Velcro, so we can take it apart the entire length. So it's not as long as the robe that came with Triclops, but Triclops was the leader of that cult according to the cartoon. So this is cloth, and here is a plastic piece for the priestly robes. So pliable plastic, and the way it's packaged, so it seems to be a little bit deformed here and here. So maybe if we heat it up we can push it back into place, but small hole here for the head, so in order to put this on we have to remove the head, but that's not too hard. So looks nice, and it's too bad the way it's packaged kind of warped the pliable plastic. And we also get a belt that we put over the cloth piece on the body, so nicely detailed, and we can take it apart and snap it together. And we get an extra hand, an extra left hand. I don't know why we don't get another extra hand. Oh, well, I guess because he doesn't have a place to put the extra hand. But that looks nice. And the hinge works there. And we have some extra attachments for the cyborg or robotic arm. Here we have a hook and some sort of pincer, and here we get little extra hooks here in order to attach it to the belt, and then we can plug it in to the robot arm. We have a laser gun on the arm here, but these attachments, we can hook them up onto the belt here in the little loop, but that would interfere with the arms, so I don't think I want to display it with these parts attached. It takes a little bit of work to put it in the right place, but we do slide it into the hole there. So we can't really move the arms up and down if we have those attached, so I don't think I will be displaying it with those parts on it. But here is the Trapjaw action figure. So let's see how tall this action figure is. We'll get him straight and tall here. And according to the tape measure, it looks like about 7¼ inches tall up to the top of the loop there on the top of his head there, or maybe 18½ centimeters tall. So just a little bit taller than most of the others, but that's because of this little loop on the head. So it's a nicely sized action figure. And there's the head with his jaw. It's an articulating jaw here. One part I really don't like is if we look here at his lower jaw, it's just a weird looking little thing. So he has a small lower jaw, so not very masculine at all. So I just don't like that. I think they could have just given him a normal jaw, although normally he doesn't really even have a lower jaw because this part is the lower jaw. So they made that change. So I don't really like that change. It just looks better with his lower jaw up so that we can't see the small, weaker lower jaw. And here's the rest of the body. We have a robot arm here with a laser gun attachment. We can just take it off. And there's a little peg where we can put the other parts on. So as long as we're careful and line it up to be straight, we should have no trouble pulling it on and putting it back on. So nice detail here. Some extra armor on the top of his body here. It is a little weird that his neck is bent forward and forcing his head to be jutted forward. It's a little weird looking. He should be straighter so he'd be even taller actually. Here's an extra sculpted piece, but I think this might be common to most action figures. And then here's an extra piece on the lower arm, and there's a weapon holding hand. And here's an extra belt that is like the original. Nice design. So we could take it off. I don't want to take it off and put it back on. That'll wear it out. And I prefer to keep him like this. But underneath we do have the normal belt that is common to just about all of the Masters of the Universe characters, plus a furry loincloth there. Looks like some new leg pieces for Trapjaw. So his legs are a bit different, or at least this part is different. And then some very big knee pads or armored pieces. So I think the lower legs here are new pieces for this particular action figure. And here are the boots. The peg holes are on the heels. So nice sculpting work on the action figure. Looks pretty nice. Although I do think these knee pads are, these knee pads are too big. They probably should have been just a little bit smaller because they just stand out so much. So let's take a look at the articulation. Or we'll try out a couple other things. Now when we remove the head, we want to be gentle. Make sure the jaw is in the right place, and then we can pull gently. And that will come off. And as long as we're careful, nothing will break. And then we can snap it back on. There we go. So with the head, you can look up nicely. We can look down, turn side to side, and just a little bit of head tilting. With the arms, we can go out. The sculpting here prevents it from going up farther. And that's about as far up as we can go. And it does go all the way around. And we do have a bicep cut here. And also on this side. And here we do have double jointed elbow, although I can't really get it to go much more than that. I think this part blocks it. And I think that's just a single jointed elbow, but that works. The wrist will turn, and does have a hinge, although part of the movement is blocked by this extra gauntlet part there. And here it does turn, although that's where it connects to the arm. We have a diaphragm cut where we can not really crunch forward. We can go back a little bit, just wobble around a little bit. We do have a waist twist, but this extra belt gets in the way, so if we move the extra belt up, we can turn the waist. But with this extra belt pushed down, that will block the movement. But this diaphragm cut still does turn a little bit. And at the hips, you can do the splits there. Pretty nice. You can kick forward that much and kick back that much. You can kick forward and kick back a little bit. You know, those knee pads just look really big there. We have upper thigh cuts. Those turn. We have double jointed knees. Very nice. There we go. Very nice. Nice and smooth. And we do have boot cuts that don't turn very much, but the boot cuts are there. It turns just a little bit. So the design there blocks it from really turning very much. And the ankles, they go down that far, they go up that far. We have ankle pivot. So I'm pretty happy with all the joints. They're actually moving. I did not need to use a hair dryer to warm it up. They just move pretty smoothly. They're not too tight, although some of them seem to be a bit loose. So I'm afraid it might cause trouble later on. They might get really loose later on. So we'll see. But so far everything's moving very nicely for me. So I'm happy about that. Here is Trapjaw with his priestly robes on. It's not too hard to get his head on and off in order to put this plastic piece on here. There is a belt here which I'm not really able to fasten onto the body. That's because I have not taken off the regular belt that he wears. It's still under the cloth part of the priestly robe. So maybe I have to take that part off in order to put this belt on, but I don't want to do that. But this should snap together like that. Just line it up and push it together. And this part, the way this is packaged, it's bent. This is kind of a pliable plastic and it's bent. We might be able to straighten it out after a while, but it does look kind of nice the way it is. But I don't think I'll be displaying Trapjaw with the priestly robes on. I haven't seen the cartoon, and I think I prefer Trapjaw in his normal appearance. But this is not too bad the way it is. Here is Trapjaw next to a pair of 4-inch action figures. On the right is an adventurer from an Animal Planet set I reviewed a while ago. On the left is the Fortnite Jonesy action figure by Jazzwares. And I think Trapjaw makes a great giant cyborg monster for 4-inch scaled action figures. Here is Trapjaw next to a 6-inch action figure on the left, the Fortnite Legendary Series Havoc action figure by Jazzwares, and a 7-inch action figure on the right, the Masters of the Universe Masterverse He-Man by Mattel. And it looks like Trapjaw is just a little bit taller than He-Man. That's due to the loop on top of his head. The Trapjaw action figure makes a very nice cyborg monster character for 6-inch action figures. The HammerTron Sledgehammer rating for this Trapjaw action figure is, it's okay. I like to make it more than okay, but there are a few things I didn't quite like about it. Now, I do like these accessories here, the extra attachments for his cyborg arm, but when I hang them on the belt, they get in the way of the arm articulation. So that's a little annoying. I also think these knee pads are too big and around the knees, so it just looks really weird. The worst part is this lower jaw, like the real lower jaw hidden by the Trapjaw part. It's just too small and weird looking, so I didn't like that. I'd rather, more normal looking jaw. The good things about it is it does look like Trapjaw. In general, it's, I like the design. Another good thing is that the joints, all the joints are working for me properly. I did not need to heat anything up. And everything's in good shape so far. So I'm really happy about that. Now, I didn't care for the other accessories, like the priestly robes. It looks nice, but don't think I'll be using this in any of my displays because I just prefer the regular looking Trapjaw. So thank you for watching my review video. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this action figure, and remember to subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my future reviews. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.